beautiful friends, it's Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited to be doing another Q&A again. I haven't done one in a while, so yesterday I asked you over on my Instagram to send me in any questions that you like. So today I'm going to go through as many as I can, so thank you for sending them in. My boyfriend Josh recently got me this pink ukulele for my birthday and I really missed playing my ukulele. I had to leave my one behind in Melbourne, so I'm really excited to finally be able to play again. And currently I'm in the process of naming her as well, so I've been getting you guys to participate in submitting names and also voting for the top ones. So at the moment I don't have a name, but next time I'll update you guys on what we came up with. And Josh also engraved our JJ logo there too. Alright, let's get straight into the Q&A. And the first one, do you have plans to move back to Australia or are you more going with the flow? At the moment I don't have plans to go back, as much as I'd love to visit my family again. Because of the whole lockdown situation in Melbourne right now, it is quite challenging, and also my boyfriend Josh wouldn't be able to go back to Australia anyway because he's not an Australian citizen. So we're just planning to go with the flow. We're really happy to be in Bali at the moment, and yeah, we're just very open to where life takes us. How do you think you have changed over the last 2 years? Goals, beliefs, relationship. A lot has definitely changed within the last 2 years, and you could even go back to my old YouTube videos from 2 years ago and feel the difference. Within the past 2 years I have healed from my eating disorder. I have a much better relationship with my body. I have done a lot of inner child work, so I've been able to be aware of so many more triggers and not react upon triggers but change my reaction now. I've been able to overcome a lot of fears, such as fears of abandonment or fear of intimacy, a lot of fears around relationships. I've healed that. My beliefs around money are different now. I've been able to attract even more abundance into my life. I've become a lot more open-minded, able to better balance my masculine and feminine energy and better trust myself and my intuition. What is your human design type? I am a generator with an emotional core. I am skinny, but as soon as I'm bloated I'm very stressed. How can I fix my mindset? So I noticed that I got a lot of questions around body image from women especially, and this is because one of our deepest wounds as women is around body image, and for men it's around weakness. Do you believe your question is a very relatable to women? Because in society as women we're always taught to suck in our stomachs and have a skinny stomach, have a flat tummy. You see these ads everywhere and it's ingrained into our minds that beauty equals a flat stomach. But that's not true at all. The truth is that your beauty comes from within. So if you do get bloated and you start to feel insecure, which I sometimes still feel that way, but I will catch myself and use self-awareness to shift that around, and I will remind myself that it's just bloating, it's normal, it doesn't define my beauty. I don't have to have a flat stomach, and if you're bloated and then feel stressed, the stress will create more bloating. So it's not that you have to fix your mindset. I don't believe we are broken and need to fix things. We can heal and change our thoughts though, and you can shift your perspective around bloating. And if you notice that you depend your self-worth off your appearance and having a flat stomach, it's now time to change that and give yourself back the power to define your own beauty and not be dictated by what others will think about your bloating. You are always so positive. How do you stay positive when seeing mean comments? After having put myself out there now on social media for 3 years, I've definitely come to learn that negativity and mean comments are inevitable, and I've learned to not let them affect my mood or my energy, because I remind myself that hurt people, and I just send them love, or at least the energy of love back. Any tips on how to start building self-confidence and starting to see your own beauty? Wonderful question, and I can definitely dive deeper into this, but to keep it short and sweet, I'd say one thing you can do today to start building up self-confidence is to step out of your comfort zone. Do something that feels slightly uncomfortable, and in your heart you know you can do it, because when you then overcome this barrier of getting a bit uncomfortable and step into the unknown and seek discomfort, you build up your self-confidence, because your brain then shows itself that you can do something, you can step out of your comfort zone, you can do more than your mind thinks it can. So that builds up esteem and confidence. So this could even be wearing an outfit you usually don't wear, but in your heart you really want to. You feel that that's the best way you can express yourself. Well, a challenge for you could be going out into public and wearing that outfit. As for seeing your own beauty, today I also challenge you to, after this video, write down down at least 5 things you think are beautiful about you, and then reread that today, reread it tomorrow, reread it the day after, reread that for a whole month. The more you read that, the more you will believe it, because it's true, it's coming from your heart. You are beautiful from within, and the more you focus on the things that make you beautiful, the more you will feel better about yourself. Is it selfish to want to make yourself happy even though you have children to think about? So even though I'm not a mum, I have read some parenting books, and just in general I have learned the importance of putting your happiness first, because you may be a mother, but if you are unhappy, your children are going to pick up on that energy. Children are extremely intuitive. They can pick up on energy, and you can't lie to your children essentially about how you're feeling. So if your children's happiness is your motivation, then keep in mind that by you being your happiest self, by putting your happiness first, you're doing your child a favor, because they will feel happy when you're happy. So just know that self-care, self-love, putting yourself first is not selfish. If you're filling up your own cup, the more full your cup is, the more you have to give to others, especially your children. How to keep a high vibration steady all the time. I'd say that it would be better to rephrase this as how to keep a high vibration most of the time instead of all the time, because it's natural and okay to feel low sometimes, such as sad or depressed or anxious. It's just human, and it's really important to feel all of your feelings. And even this morning, for example, I wasn't feeling high vibe because I had period pain. I was laying on the bed. I was the last thing from high vibe this morning, and that's okay. So never pressure yourself to feel high vibe if you're feeling low. It's most important to feel it and then allow it to pass, because every feeling is temporary. And when you're feeling low, there are certainly things you can do to lift yourself up as best as you can, but still allow yourself to process all those low emotions and feelings. So when you do want to raise your vibration, then some things you can do are self-care and anything in general that will make you feel good, whether it's watching the sunset, going out for a walk, barefoot in nature, a shower, skincare. All of these things can help you to raise your vibration. Do you recommend life coaching and therapy? Have a great day. Have a wonderful day too. And I definitely do recommend. I'm a life coach myself, and recently I have been having the most beautiful clients come to me, and when I say I love this, I mean I love this so much. I'm able to see my clients grow, and when I see you really wanting to move forward and achieve new goals, make change in your life, it lightens up my heart, and to be able to serve you and guide you is just so fulfilling. I really leave the sessions feeling so fulfilled, like my soul is lit up on fire. So when you do life coaching, such as with me, you are able to have someone to make you accountable to achieve your goal, so that way you can kind of fast track also reaching your goal. And you also have someone else to see areas that you may not be aware of about yourself, because sometimes we don't see everything about ourselves. If you have a partner, for example, you may know that they may point out things about you that you weren't aware of. So a life coach can do the same for you. And essentially what I do is I help you to reach goals in your life, to take your life to the next level. And therapy, on the other hand, I also really recommend, because I've done that myself when I was going through depression. Therapists focus more on the past, whereas life coaches focus more on the future and you reaching your goals. How did you learn to love your body? This was a long process, and I am in fact still on this journey, but how I was able to move on from body dysmorphia and eating disorders was really letting go of comparing myself to others, learning that health looks different on everyone, knowing that God created my body for a reason, and knowing life is so precious, and I'd rather focus on the more important things than on my weight or how my body looks like. And also thinking about my future children, because they will pick up on the vibration I'm feeling within myself at the moment. I also thought about, what would a person who loves themselves do in certain situations? And just seeing the miracle that my body is and all of our bodies are. And I also have a whole playlist dedicated to self-love and wellness, so if you want to watch that, I'll leave it in the description box down below. Do you think it's wrong to hope that a man I like would like me too, even if he doesn't show any signs? There is no right or wrong, but I would encourage you to ask yourself, Why am I pursuing a man who doesn't show any interest in me? And then also remind yourself that you are worthy of someone who loves you, a man who will show you all the signs, a man who wants to spend time with you, a man who wants to be with you. You deserve that. So don't settle for less, and know that your dream man exists. He's out there and he's seeking you as much as you are seeking him. So when you let go of someone who doesn't show you any interest back, you are creating space then for that better person to come into your life. When something bothers me, should I be in denial by replacing them with better thoughts? I wouldn't ever encourage you to be in denial of everything, because that can create delusion, and denying causes us to suppress emotions, which isn't good for our mental, physical, emotional health. So if anything ever does bother you, for example a person, first ask yourself, why is this bothering me? And then once you can understand why something is bothering you, could be triggering something, a childhood wound within you, you can then be more compassionate, so that in the future, over time, as you do inner child healing work and allowing yourself to feel lovable, enough, worthy just as you are, not comparing yourself to others, over time that same thing won't bother you again. How can I get over the jealousy of my boyfriend's sexual history? It's important to accept and acknowledge that everyone has their history, and if right now in the present moment you feel loved by your boyfriend and he chooses you, there's a reason why he chooses you. He has moved on from the past. So this may be even a subconscious thing you're not realizing, but you could be going back into his past to cause hurt to yourself for one reason or another. Could be a childhood conditioning. You may even be comparing yourself to other girls in his past, but ask yourself why. And if he has chosen you in this present moment and he loves you, focus on that. It's all about where your focus is, and to make a healthy, happy relationship, it's all about communicating and being present with each other instead of living in the past. How do I stop being so reactive to other people's moods? I can definitely tell that you are an empath, so right now it's really important to set boundaries to protect your energy. So if you do catch yourself feeling other people's feelings and being affected by their moods, you can remind yourself that I am not responsible for how other people feel. And repeat this mantra to yourself. The more you repeat it, the more you'll be able to set better energetic boundaries. What kind of bras do you wear? So since I'm living in Bali now and the climate is quite warm, I most of the time don't wear bras. Like right now I'm not wearing one and I don't feel the need to. I find bras quite uncomfortable actually, but if I do ever wear bras, I wear ones like this, just very basic, not much padding or no push-up, just basic. I guess because sometimes the humidity can be quite high in Bali, wearing a bra can just add to the stickiness and ickiness of the sweat in your clothes already. How to attract a boyfriend. No matter what I do, men do not seem to be interested in me relationship-wise. I could go very deep into this question once again, but essentially I want you to ask yourself, why do you want a boyfriend? And if it's because you think they can give you the love you want or they can make you happy, right now is the time to work on yourself and in fact not be in a relationship. If you feel that someone else will give you love, will give you the happiness you want, this is going to create codependency and not a healthy relationship. On the other hand, if you feel that you are already happy within yourself, you can love yourself but can't seem to attract a relationship, then now is the time to really look back at your patterns and ask, okay, why am I attracting emotionally unavailable people? Did I have a parent growing up who was emotionally unavailable? Do I have a fear of abandonment? Do I feel I'm not worthy and deserving of love? If you notice that you tend to be attracted to men who are emotionally unavailable, so they're not interested in you, it's time to do some inner work and ask yourself why. And a really profound realization I came to is that often women can be attracted to men who are emotionally unavailable because then our subconscious mind believes that if we can finally get their love and make them love us, then we can then prove that we are lovable and worthy of being loved. So again, this is being dependent on someone to make us feel loved. So I definitely recommend looking more into inner child healing, breath work for example, shadow work. Your reality is a direct reflection of your subconscious beliefs. So if you tend to be attracted to people who aren't interested in you, there is something going on in your beliefs, and it's time to shift that so you feel worthy and deserving and can attract the person who is also interested in you into your life. If you haven't yet gotten clear on who you want to call in, then it's time to make that list and write it down as well. For example, if you want to call in a partner who loves you as much as you love them, write it down, get clearer so you tell the universe and the universe can send that person to you. How do you deal with uncertainty? Sometimes I can feel a bit anxious about uncertainty, but then I will remind myself that life is uncertain, tomorrow is uncertain, and that's actually the beauty of life. We don't know what's going to come next. So I will do my best to embrace it and surrender that the universe and God always has my best interests at heart, that I'm loved, I'm supported no matter what happens. Practical advice on how to embrace singleness until you attract the one. So I do think there's this belief in society that there is the one, but there could be many soulmates who come into your life. So I'd say have an open mind to that, but I do know what you mean by until you attract the right person into your life. And some ways you can embrace singleness is first letting go of comparison, not comparing your happiness to someone else who is in a relationship, going after your dreams, living your best life now, because right now you can make decisions all for you. You don't have to consider another person. And work on yourself. I'd say right now is the time to do inner work on yourself so that when you do come into a relationship, you can create a healthy, happy one because you've already done a lot of inner work. What's the most beautiful place you've ever been to? Oh, this is a tricky question. I find beauty everywhere and lots of places in the world are so unique. I would say Bali is definitely one of the most beautiful places I personally have ever been to. Also Thailand, lots of beautiful places. I do love the ocean, so anything with snorkeling I think is so beautiful. Also lots of greenery. Gili Air was also really beautiful, an island off Lombok near Bali, and that had beautiful sunsets. And also Sri Lanka is extremely beautiful too. Are you living your dream life? Yes, I would say I am, and this isn't to say I don't have challenges or struggles. I definitely do, like all humans, but I am still living my dream life because I've been able to prioritize my top values in life, which is freedom and love. Being able to work for myself, live in freedom, live in beautiful Bali, be in a beautiful relationship where we grow with each other every day, just being surrounded by love and having a beautiful community like you guys. Yes, I would say I'm living my dream life. Can you please detail what do you do with Oracle? So if you didn't know, I do have private Oracle reading sessions now, and I can link that in the description below. Essentially what I do in these readings is I use my favorite deck of Oracle cards that I resonate with the most, and you can also call them angel cards, and I will do a reading for you where I will channel through messages from your angels and guides through me to you. So if there's been a question on your mind, a dilemma, maybe you want to know how to manifest something, or what the next step in your life you should take is, or even what the most important things for you to focus on right now are, you can ask those and I will channel through messages from your angels to you through the cards and through my reading. What would you say is the best thing about being in love with someone? Lots of love to you too, Tina. And I would say it's being able to share life's most beautiful moments with that person, because happiness is real when shared. That was my greatest lesson throughout my solo travels, is that happiness is real and best when shared. So being able to share simple moments like sunsets with someone I love is one of the most beautiful feelings. How do you deal with finance in a relationship? I would say it's really important to communicate, be open with each other. By communicating clearly, you can then create a better budget if you want to, also get clear on how much together you want to save each month, how much you want to spend. What motivates you to do what you do? P.S. Love you. Much love too. Oh, there are many reasons why I do what I do, and for love, essentially. I want to spread love in the world, spread positivity. I want to be able to help my parents one day and be able to retire them early and send them on all paid holiday trips. I want to be able to contribute to the awakening in the world and help as many people as possible to heal from childhood wounds to heal and create a better life and help people achieve their goals, because other people being happy also brings me joy. How do I stop comparing and watching another person who's living my dream life? So firstly, I want you to get clear on what is your dream life, because it's really easy to go on social media and see what other people have and think, oh, I want that too, but is that really true for you? What is your dream life? So maybe you take a day off social media and really get clear on what you want your dream life to be. And then on social media, if there are people you follow who don't make you feel good, simply unfollow. It's as easy as that, because you want to protect your energy and there is no one you have to follow on social media. Make sure that you use it for good and it's a positive space for you. If there is someone on social media who has a lot of things you ideally would like to have too, you could also shift your perspective and turn it around to, wow, they are inspiring. Okay, they are an expander for me. This meaning, if they can have these things that I'd ideally like to have, that means I can have it too. They are just my example. Awkies, but what are your thoughts on masturbation? I just think it's something totally normal. As long as you're not addicted to it, it is normal. It's part of being human. We all desire pleasure for a reason, because it creates life, because it's part of being human. So it's sacred. Pleasure is so sacred, and masturbation is just a way of giving yourself pleasure. It's self-love. How to achieve any dream and goal. Read my book, Manifest Like Bliss. I'll leave the link in the description box. How do we avoid getting scared and nervous when having sex for the first time? Sex is scary. I definitely can relate to if you have never had sex before, which there's nothing wrong with at all. It can seem a bit scary, but I promise it's not as scary as it seems. So it's totally normal to feel a bit nervous before the first time. My biggest tip for you is to surrender. If you are a woman and in a relationship with a man, let the man come to you and surrender. Surrender your body. Allow yourself to feel pressure. Don't keep thinking about what's going to happen next, because that's going to cause tension. That's going to cause you to tighten up, but you want to open up, loosen. So surrender. If you're in a relationship with someone who truly loves you, respects you and your body, it won't feel as scary. So I would highly recommend that if you're going to do it for the first time, do it with someone who truly loves you, who accepts you and respects you, and you feel 100% safe with. So this is today's Q&A. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, do give it a thumbs up so I know, and subscribe to our beautiful community for more upcoming videos. I appreciate you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video.